Hi, future lawyers! Tired of reading full text cases and want some motivation? Well, this video is perfect for you because our guest is a successful lawyer who will give us inspiration as we take along in his law school journey. Grab your notebook, jot down some notes because he will be answering some questions that will surely enlighten us. So please help me welcome Attorney Sony Paul R. Cerunay, REB.
How are you being a lawyer and an educator in one of our most trying times, especially in this pandemic?
Well, I think the pandemic has hit a lot of industries and professions for that matter, the legal profession included. But I find it, um, but I find myself very fortunate to still have a job as a chief corporate attorney in one of the GOCCs in the country. And how has it affected my practice? Well, nothing much really, because apart from the rescheduling of trials or hearings, the bulk of my work remains the same. I mean, I render legal opinions, legal advice, contract reviews in the same manner that I did in the past. So the difference solely lies in the venue in which I conduct my practice. So a lot of that has been transferred online and digitally as compared to um, physical interactions. As an educator, I believe that the pandemic has tremendously affected my performance. Um, it has been very difficult coming up with instructional materials. I mean, if it's just lecture notes, I don't see any problem with that one. But during the pandemic, you are compelled to do instructional materials that are palatable and comprehensive enough for the students to digest, and of course the end goal really is to help them become a lawyer, and so you really have to calibrate your instructional materials in such a way that you do not compromise the quality of instruction provided to the students.
What drove your utmost desire in becoming a lawyer, and was it your first choice?
Well, becoming a lawyer was not really a personal ambition of mine. I mean, as a student before, as a student leader, probably a lot of people had the impression that I am best suited for the legal profession. Although in my head, I've always wanted to become a doctor, but since I took communication arts as a pre-law course, I think it had become inevitable for me to take up a legal degree there after that. No? And it has always been my mom's ambition for it. It has been her personal dream, and she has in a way imposed it upon me to fulfill that dream. But not only that, I believe that she meant well when she did that, and she wants me to have the a better protection for myself. She envisioned a safer future for me because she knows my vulnerabilities and my weaknesses, and so she believed that I could best protect myself and my interests by becoming a lawyer, and so I did, and I fulfilled the dream rather, thankfully. And no, it wasn't really my first choice.
Do you have any tips on how to study?
I've always been a diligent and persistent student ever since I began schooling, and I always impose upon myself in my opinion, a high standard. So I try to achieve that one every time I go to school. And in order to survive law school and in order to become a lawyer for that matter, all you really have to do is to dedicate, dedicate quality time, not just any time, no? You need to dedicate quality time in studying, meaning that every minute that you spend reading must be um, must be geared towards a full understanding of the law and how it is applied, no, in certain cases. And the key really there is really just to understand and know when to apply the law. And if you have the luxury of time, then it would be better to memorize certain provisions, use the language of the law, so that when the teacher or the examiner for that matter would read your work, it would not be difficult for him to comprehend, no? And appreciate your body of work. I think that's it. The key is really understanding.
What difficulties you encountered during law school and how did you overcome them?
When I was studying law, I was also doing part time jobs. I was teaching in the morning and I took up law in the evening. So for me, that's an ordinary difficulty for me because all I had to do then was to manage my time, right, and focus on what really matters, what counts. And of course, no, it's a matter of prioritization and assessing what is more urgent and what is more important at the given time. And so I managed to get by doing that, no? Managing my time, knowing my priorities, um, sacrificing some other activities that ordinary people might engage into had they not been in law school. But since I was in law school, I had to sacrifice certain extracurricular activities for that matter too, because I was already working. And apart from that, of course, I made friends in law school, but I also made a lot of enemies. But I overcame the same by just focusing on my studies and fully understanding the lessons at hand. So because that is at the end of the day what matters. What advice can I give aspiring law students? I think in law school you would encounter a lot of difficulties. You will be disappointed, you will be disheartened with the results of your exams and whatnot. And I think it's very important to have an anchor, a reason to go on and continue. Whatever your reason is, hold on to that one because as long as you have that one, you have that anchor, and no matter how strong the waves will be, you will be able to manage and remain steadfast in pursuing that dream of becoming a lawyer. And through sheer diligence, prayers, and hard work, and I'm pretty sure you guys will also make it.